Day 7 of training camp in the books. Let's get into it. Keep in mind, Jauan Jennings is out with a knee injury. He's going to be reevaluated at the end of the week. Don't know what that's about. Jauan Jennings has a calf injury still. No timetable for his return. I interpret that to mean that he's really injured and that he's not holding in. And Diamador Lenore, hip irritation, out for at least the next 2 practices. Not what the Niners need. The good. Quarterback Brock Purdy, 8 of 8, no picks. 50-yard throw up the left sideline to Demarcus Robinson, who beat Darrell Luter Jr. More on him in a minute. The pass was slightly underthrown, but Robinson was wide open, so the placement didn't really matter much. Purdy has now completed back-to-back, deep passes in back-to-back practices. The other one was completed to Jordan Watkins, who also beat Darrell Luter Jr. So keep in mind, the Niners secondary is now without 2 starting corners and the starting strong safety. But hey, Brock was great today. He was phenomenal. He was the best I've ever seen him. It was perfect. Doesn't matter who was on the field. Quarterback Mac Jones, he was 10 of 11 with no picks. His only incompletion was a 50-yard throw up the right sideline to Robinson. Just missed it. Through 7 practices, Jones has completed 80% of his throws. But again, the Niners secondary is absolutely terrible, at least right now. Wide receiver Ricky Pearsall, he actually practiced after taking 2 days off. The Niners are working him back in slowly. He didn't do one-on-ones. He still has never done that in his entire career, at least not in front of the media. I don't know what they're scared of. And he ran 8 routes during 11-on-11s. So I was prepared to put him in the not so good. It's just that he made a really nice catch near the sideline, and he had another even better catch over the middle on a pass from Mac Jones that was slightly behind him. He jumped and spun and did something really cool. So he's in the good section. If he can just stay healthy and stack those days, he's going to be really good once he gets into football shape. Wide receiver Demarcus Robinson, he's really taken advantage of Jauan Jennings' absence, and he's establishing himself as the starting X receiver while Brandon Ayuk is out. I think he's a better fit at X than even Jennings is, because the X receiver needs to be fast and run corners and posts and deeper routes, and that's just not Jennings' game. He's the slowest wide receiver in the NFL. He doesn't create much separation. But he was solid at X last year. I think he's a better fit at Z or in the slot. Robinson can play X. He runs a 4.5. He's pretty big. He can run all the routes that Jauan Jennings runs, and he can do them faster. So good training camp for him. Bad news for Jauan Jennings. Defensive tackle CJ West. All of his reps during one-on-ones are extremely violent. He may not win every time, although he wins most of the time. But win or lose, he creates a huge collision, and he almost never loses his balance. I could put him in the good section every freaking day, but I won't. If I stop mentioning him, it's because I don't want to be repetitive. He's easily the best rookie right now. Linebacker Nick Martin. He stripped the ball out of rookie wide receiver Junior Bergen's hands during 11-on-11s. Then on the next play, Martin dove into Isaac Guerrero and tackled him at the line of scrimmage. He's triggering extremely quickly, and he seems to see things clearly, which means he seems to have a nose for the football as opposed to D. Winters, who's athletic but easily fooled by the opposing offense. Running back Amir Abdullah, he practiced with the Niners for the first time and looked explosive. To be fair to all the other running backs, they're midway through training camp and he has fresh legs. Still, he's a proven vet with lots of experience, and he might need to fill in for a while Jordan James recovers. The not so good. Running back Jordan James, he has a knee issue, according to Kyle Shanahan, who is always so specific and helpful when it comes to injury information. Now he's missed 2 practices in a row. He's supposed to be evaluated by the end of the week, I guess in the next couple of days, and they'll see where he's at. But knee issue doesn't sound great. They just signed Amir Abdullah, who's a vet he started 3 games last year for the Raiders. So it seems like they're preparing to not have him for a while. Who knows? Maybe they'll get good news and he'll be fine in a few days. But it seems like they don't know, and they're bracing for him to be out for a while, which is not good. Remember, they needed to replace Jordan Mason, who they traded to the Vikings, and they waited until round 5. You could argue that running back was as big of a need as anything on the team. They waited until round 5. They took Jordan James. He's hurt. That's not good. The good news, though, is that rookie undrafted free agent Corey Kiner is healthy and having a terrific camp. Cornerback Diamador Lenore, he has hip irritation. according to head coach Kyle Shanahan. Apparently, he's had the hip irritation all offseason, and it bothered him so much a few days ago that they took him out and are basically shutting him down for a week. So that's, and they say it like it's so casual. It's no big deal. It's fine. That sounds terrible. It doesn't mean it's going to affect him during the season or make that he'll lose games because of it, but it sounds not good. And I think what's interesting, the Niners gave him a 5-year, $88 million deal last year. And to afford that deal, they had to say goodbye to Travarius Ward, who's a little older and a little more expensive. So it was an easy decision. But Ward's healthy, and Lenore, unfortunately, is not right now. Wide receiver Jauan Jennings, he still isn't there. He didn't practice. And I asked Kyle Shanahan, like, what's up? Is there a timetable? And Shanahan said, no. So they say it's a calf injury. Is it an Achilles injury? Is it Achilles tendonitis? Jauan Jennings is nicked up a lot. He's on the injury report a lot. This is terrible news for him and the team, although it might be worse news for him than for the team because, as I mentioned, Demarcus Robinson is doing great in Jauan Jennings' place. So really, he's just costing himself money. Heart goes out to him. Defensive end, Mykel Williams. He returned to practice after sitting out on Tuesday with an ankle injury, which is the good news. He had a high ankle sprain last year in college, affected him all season. It'd be troubling if it was still affecting him now. But today he seemed healthy. Although, here's the not so good part. He lost during one-on-one pass rush drills to offensive tackle Isaac Cohn, who is not going to make this team. He might be the worst offensive tackle on the team. Cohn just pushed him around on that rep. So Williams, to me, is just so much better as a pass rusher playing from defensive tackle, playing from the interior, not as an edge rusher. I don't think he's much of an edge rusher. He went up against Connor Colby today and beat him. That was from the interior. But I can't help but notice that the Niners are giving him a bunch of third stringers to go against. You'd like to see him do what CJ West is doing every rep. So far, he's not. But at least he's not defensive tackle Alfred Collins. Choose my words carefully here. I am not impressed with Alfred Collins at all. Now, he might be one hell of a run defender. I have no way of judging that in these practices. Maybe he's the world's greatest double team anchorer. No idea. As a pass rusher, he is not good. At least, no, he's just not. He's slow off the ball, not explosive. He pops straight up. He doesn't use his leverage, and he has no moves. So 6'5" dude with 320, 330 pounds, bull rushing an offensive lineman who's a backup, not going to make the team, and going nowhere, getting no push at the point of attack. So I don't know. I mean, maybe he'll be good in the future, but he reminds me of Javon Kinlaw, just like less explosive and twitchy. At least with Javon Kinlaw, when he wouldn't win, there'd be a big collision. With Collins, he looks like he's about to fall over. I'm sorry. Nickelback Upton Stout. I watched the one-on-one wide receiver and cornerback drills very closely today. And he went up against Russell Gage 3 times. Now, Russell Gage having a terrific camp, but 29 years old, hasn't played in 2 years, tore his patella tendon. And he smoked Upton Stout 3 times. Not like deep down the field, but big-time separation on stuff from the slot. After the second defeat, Robert Saleh walked over to Upton Stout and gave him some coaching points on the field, and then he went out and lost the 3rd time. So I don't know what to expect from Upton Stout. He's the best cornerback on the field right now, while Lenore and Renardo Green are out, but they got an issue in the secondary. He's a rookie from Western Kentucky. What are we really expecting from him as a rookie? Hey, at least he's better than cornerback Darrell Luter Jr., though. This dude has given up deep passes in back-to-back practices. One to Jordan Watkins today, to Demarcus Robinson. And what I've noticed is he's a good athlete. He's big, but he does the thing that Chris Culliver did. You remember Chris Culliver? Be running in phase with the receiver down the field, and then it's time to find the ball, and he like looks for it and slows down. Don't do that. If you're going to slow down when you look for the ball, don't look for the ball. Wait for the receiver to put his hands out and play your hand through his hands. Don't even look for it. Especially if you're beat. What are you looking for? You already know where the ball's going, and you know you need to catch up. So stock down. Finally, the practice refs. They threw a lot of flags during 11-on-11 team drills, which is good. I mean, hold these players accountable. Make sure they understand the rules. But when it was time for Jake Moody and Greg Joseph to take turns kicking field goals, The refs stood under the uprights, watched the ball fly over their heads, and did not single a damn thing. Like, I'm standing on the sideline with a terrible view. I'm relying on them to tell me what happened, and they didn't even do their one thing that they needed to do. And it's like, why? Did the Niners tell them, look, there's enough pressure on Jake Moody. Don't tell the media if he make or miss the kick. We don't want to make a big thing about it. No, make a big thing about it. Make the biggest thing about it. You're trying to simulate pressure. How do you put pressure on him if you're taking pressure off of him? The pressure should be everyone knows whether you made it or not. We should be allowed to film it. We should be allowed to live stream it. 80 million people should watch Jake Moody at once when he's kicking to simulate what he's going to face during the season. Babying the kicker, get out of here.